it was going really well. Halfway through the Mumbai batting effort, we thought 200 was definitely on the cards, but was not to be because when it's not your season, things rarely go to plan. And they didn't go to plan for Mumbai. They seemed to go to plan for Gujarat, who managed to pull Mumbai back to 177. And I say pull them back because they had a 63-run power play. Now, when you see it in that context, you're like, they have left a few, perhaps more than a few, on the table there this evening. I'm Gaurav Kapur. This is Cricbuzz Live. I have Simon Doull and Harsha Bhogle here with me. Harsha, we were convinced it would be 200. In fact, we were convinced it would be my score, 207. It didn't even get to your score, which is 187. It's come at 177. Disappointing. Mumbai must.
I know who would have thought. Only 80 in the back 10. Look, there were 97 for 1. When you're 97 for 1, you have to get 200 from there. But in between, it just got marooned. And it was a little painful to watch Kieron Pollard. I've been such a big fan of Pollard over the years, but it was painful. I think the offside's gone out of his game. And he doesn't sweep or play the little nudges around, so he's looking a little limited player. The one big positive for Mumbai Indians from here is that there could be a discussion on the other 10 players, but Tim David's playing every game.
Tim David should be playing every game, and we'll get to him in just a second, Simon. But let's talk about Pollard, one of the giants of T20 cricket, one of the giants of this team. He's been instrumental in their trophy wins, but today, this was a 4 of 14. Wow.
Yeah, look, it's a tough one, isn't it? I mean, what I'd like us to do is maybe get his numbers for this season up for the post show, because it's a career that has been littered with highlights. Let's be honest. He's been a stalwart. He's been one of the greats of Mumbai Indians and IPL, and his numbers at the moment are just not living up to that. So it's sad. It's sad to see a terrific player going down this path, because he can't read the spinners for a start. So he's not picking the leg spinners at all. Sides are now saving the wrist spinners for when Pollard comes out to bat. He's not showing intent. 4 from 14 is just not. It's just not him. He's looking a mere shell of what he once was, which it's a shame, because you don't want to see that from any player.
Yeah. So I have the answer to your question, because the day that the two of you are on, you know me, I've got my rocket brain.
Good.
Hello. 10 matches, 125 runs at 120 strike rate. So those are his numbers for this season.
Wow.
And they tell the story. Yes, Simon. They and your expression tell the story that no words could tell. They really do.
Yeah, look, it's not his go, is it? 120 strike rate. I mean, he's normally a 145, 150 man, even higher at times, and 125 runs in 10 innings. So he hasn't really had a innings of significance at all. And he's had plenty of opportunities, because Mumbai haven't been that good. So he's had plenty of opportunities to score runs as well. And so he's had a lot of balls. It's not like he's just coming in and facing, 4 or 5 overs at the end of the innings. He's in early. In 10 of those innings, I would say he's been in probably 7 times inside the first 10 overs. Yeah, so he's had plenty of opportunities.
You're right. The last 4 innings, in fact, he's less than a run of the ball, less than a run a ball. But leave Pollard aside. Let's have a look at Tim David now, right? Tim David in this innings, the previous game, it makes you wonder, right? It makes you wonder where he was. They played him a few games. We know how much they valued him by how aggressively they went after him in the auction. Now, Mumbai, Harsha, is the kind of team that pulls the diamond out of the rough. In this case, they took the diamond and put it back in the rough for most of the tournament. It makes no sense.
I don't know. I think they reacted a little too violently to their first 2 defeats. If you remember, even in the very first game, he got a couple of big hits, then got out. He came in towards the end. Yeah. Then there was one game where David and Sams got out back to back, and from a seemingly good position, they lost the game. Maybe they just they reacted a little too hard to that. But he seems to have shots on the offside. He's, of course, got the big one down the ground. He's got the pull shot. And I thought he was playing the slow bowlers better. It was a little sad to see Pollard not picking Rashid at all. So I think he's there. I think it might be too early. But young Brevis at 5 rather than at 3 is an alternative, or even at 6 or 5 or 6 is an alternative. I don't know if they'll go down that path right away, but Tim David's playing every game from here.
Yeah, he really should be. Let's have a look at the bowlers and what the bowlers for Gujarat did. There's one guy who's
there.
always
There is one.
There's
He's
his
always
first
good,
over.
man.
His first over went for 13 in the power play, didn't it? Was it 11 or 13? I think it was 13 in the power play.
Yeah.
After that, he has bowled his 4 overs and finished at 24 for 2. This is truly, and really, we're looking at a master.
Yeah, and this is a very good batting surface. I mean, everyone has talked about how good this batting surface is. You saw how Rohit Sharma played early on. He was magnificent, and some of those shots off the back foot through covers, it was just some wonderful shots. The one shot I remember from that innings was Ishan Kishan's little forward defensive push off Lockie Ferguson that just raced through the covers. That shows you it is a brilliant batting surface. So for Rashid to do what he did tonight, I think, the seamers, you just got to accept that at times you're going to go for 8, 9, 10 and over because of the quality of the pitch. So I thought Sangwan did a great job. I thought Lockie Ferguson pulled things back quite nicely. He went for 9 in his first over. So, 12 dots, pretty good. Shami, we talked about Shami, didn't we? And we sort of mentioned maybe don't bowl him at the death. I wonder whether they might go with Sangwan with his extra one or with Shami, but they went with the senior man, and he got met a little bit in that last over. But at the end of the day, going for 40 when you bowl on the power play and you bowl at the back end on that sort of surface, I don't think it's a really bad day out. 55ers, 50-55ers, but 40 is not so bad.
Yeah, if you look at the innings progression, that tells you the story of where Mumbai has got completely derailed. The brilliant power play, as I mentioned, 63 for no loss there. They did well in 7 to 10 as well. 11 to 15. There's your train wreck, Harsha.
No, the doubles came into bat. Like in the movies, after a while, the hero goes off and someone stands in. The double fight scenes, the double is there.
The stunt
I
double.
think the double came in. Yeah, he came in. 23 for 3 on a track like that. You shouldn't be winning games if you're over 5 overs, 23 for 3. But just tells you, even T20 has its ebbs and flows. You could go 97 in the first 10 and you could still come back into this game, but you need a champion middle overs bowler. In the last 3 or 4 games, you've got one game in particular, you got the impression Rashid was looking a little jaded. He was bowling a little fuller. The left-handers were taking him on. Today, he was back to being the Rashid Khan that we know. And he was doing all those impish things on the field as well. But with the ball, he was sensational today.
I'll tell you what it is. What puts all of us into a good mood is the festive feast that he had a couple of days ago. Saw the video where he was cooking up a feast for his team. And it's, as they say, right? A team that eats together, stays together. And that's what we were commenting about in the com box as well.
You may not be. Yeah. Sorry, you may not be fully wrong. I mean, I know you're saying it out of fun, but he was fasting. Yeah. And you never know how that affects energy levels or whatever. So you could be absolutely right that he's feeling fresher and stronger.
It's not the stomach. I think it's the heart. I think the heart is happy. And that's what we spoke about in the com box, and Dooley will get you in on that. There was just, we were chatting about that, how a small glimpse sometimes is just a large window into the entire landscape, right? And that, for me, was when Rashid was fielding. That little comedy of errors, fell on the ground, threw the ball. It hit his own shoe. It was around him again. Just the reaction of him and Hardik after that. I felt they were like giggling schoolboys.
It seemed that way, didn't it? And that's a sign, exactly what you're saying, of how that team is at the moment. Yeah. How Hardik is, I think, as a skipper. I don't see him being the overpowering, overbearing captain who is you must do it my way. I don't see that sort of in Hardik Pandya. I just think he is empowering that team, and the people in charge, and it starts right at the very top, all the way down to the masseuse and the physio and the trainer and the people sorting out the kit bags. It just seems like it's a very cohesive unit at the moment. Now, that doesn't guarantee success, but what it does do, it means when you lose or when you win, things remain relatively calm and relatively even. And I think that's the one thing you've got to look at. I would have thought they would look at their side at the start of the season, and they're probably one of the only franchises that believe they had a squad that could win this competition, because we all looked at it and we thought, they were a batter short. where were they going to get their sort of their runs from? If and Shubman Gill fails, and then they bring Saha in, and they bring in a guy into the setup who is, I'm not going to say a journeyman because he's a better cricketer than that Saha, but they're getting the best out of him. Yeah. And this is one of those situations with Gujarat Titans. I think from top to bottom, they just seem to be having a good time, enjoying their cricket, and they're being captained by a guy who is charismatic. He wears his heart on his sleeve at times, but he knows how to have fun. I think he knows what makes a good team, and maybe some of what happened at Mumbai, he's learnt an enormous amount from, because at times Mumbai is very uptight and very, if you do something wrong, it's like, oh gosh, I can't afford to fail, or I can't afford to do that wrong. But he's learnt from their success, and he's learnt from perhaps what has gone wrong at times with them as well.
I loved Simon sitting like that. Simon was back to being in school with the teacher.
I'm so sorry. What have I done?
I'm just trying to think of which teacher could intimidate Simon Doull at 6'4". What is it? 4, 6'5"? What is this? Some sort.
He wasn't always 6'4". You see, he wasn't always 6'4". He must have.
I bet he was 6'4" at 12. He was 6'4" at 12. I'll tell you this. Weren't you? Were you? Weren't you? No, 13, perhaps.
No. I had a growth spurt at 15.
Oh, there you go. All right. Can they do it? Well, Gujarat, you'd back them. 178 on this surface with just the kind of confidence that they have. Harsha, you have to back them to get this.
Look, Rashid Khan is number 7. Right? So if you're getting 2 wickets in the power play, if you have the opposition 35 for 2 in the power play, that's how you can win it. If they don't lose wickets, those people just play with abandon. Hardik Pandya, David Miller, Rahul Tewatia, they play with abandon. So if you have to win this, you've got to get wickets early, because they don't bat after 8. I know Alzari can come and swing his bat, and a couple of others can do it too, but you've got to get those wickets early. So that I think is their chance. If Mumbai have got to win this one, they've got to have the opposition 35 for 2.
Yeah, for a second when you said Rashid Khan is 7, I said, yeah, he's short, but he's not 7. he's definitely older than that. But let's have a look at the Mumbai bowling. And this is the problem, right, Dooley, is that this is not looking like that scary bowling attack. And we've spoken about it all season. This is not looking as that I'm going to shiver in my boots kind of bowling attack that Mumbai has always had.
No, it's not. What I do want here, though, I want Bumrah to bowl 2 overs in the power play. I mean, and Harsha is absolutely spot on. You get 2 wickets inside that power play, and all of a sudden that batting lineup does look thin. Then there's enormous pressure on a Hardik or a Miller, a Tewatia, on Rashid. It's all very well asking those guys to come in and hit some boundaries and get 35 off 12, 13, 14 balls. That's okay. But if they're going to get 75 off even 35, 40 balls, then it becomes more about batsmanship and not just about, finding the boundaries. So I want them to attack. I want to see Sam's Bumrah Meredith, in that first 5 overs, and really attack and try and pick up 2 wickets. Even if it's 2 for 55, 60, it doesn't matter.
If Mumbai does manage to defend, this will be the lowest total that's been defended at Bravon Stadium this season, because 180 is what has happened before. So they have their backs against the wall, but they've done it themselves.
They're not defending it. They're not defending it. They've got to get the wickets. They've got to bowl. They've got to get the wickets. And the other thing I would like to see is Riley Meredith bowling fast. What's happening at the moment is he's bowling 1 in the power play sometimes. He's coming back at the end. Then he's having to take pace off. Here's a genuine quick bowler. Yeah. So maybe they should just say genuine quick, go up front, man. Doesn't matter. 2, as Dooley said, if he gives you 2 overs, 2 for 25, wonderful.
Yeah, job done.
So he should just go and attack up front.
All right, we need to do our jobs as well, because we were all rubbish with our guessing in the previous innings. It's not us. I thought that we were on course, but we were made to look like rubbish. But you know what? I have faith in little Pops. Riddhiman Saha, he'll get the job done. Okay, fine. I'll go first. 47. First mover advantage. You can't steal
everyone's numbers.
First mover advantage.
46.
Okay.
Yeah.
42.
You know, Dooley, what happens is when you're kids, you call shotgun. When dad is driving the car, you call shotgun. And then your brother does not accept it and just tries to squeeze onto the seat next to you anyway. right? That's what just happened here. Okay, 46, 47, and you're 42. So what was
Dooley should have gone 48.
But he doesn't wanna. He wants to protect himself. You know what you've done? You've spoken yourself into a very tight corner because your give is only now 45, 46.
40.
I haven't.
Yeah, that's it.
It's that big cruel Kiwi who has. I haven't. It's that Kiwi who has.
I've got 47 to 52, so I can't back my car, but I've got a little room up ahead to get it out. All right, let's see. Let's see who can do that. We're going to come back at the end of the 10th over with Cricbuzz Combox. So do join us then. Thank you to Simon Doull and Harsha Bhogle. I'm Gaurav Kapur. This was Cricbuzz Live. 178 is what Gujarat need to get a Q against a name. Oh, so cute. Bye-bye.